Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing this morning? Yeah, got started a little bit later than I wanted to this morning, even though I wanted to start early. Can you guys hear me okay? See everything okay? Sounds good. All right, excellent. Perfect. All right, good morning. Welcome, everybody. Today is, what's today? Wednesday, April 9th, 2025, and we got another crazy day today. Yeah, so I don't even know where to start. Let's kind of look at the charts, I guess. We'll just start with the overnight just for fun. I was going to take the London Open at 3, which is right here. Okay. And as I'm watching it, the 3 o'clock candle, let's kind of do this. We'll just pretend that this is chart right, so we can't see what's happening. So this is live per se, okay? So this thing is starting to develop, and before I know it, it's open, and where it closed was 240 points. And the spread at that time was 10 points. When I saw that, I'm like, I'm not even going to remotely try to attempt to trade this thing, because you got to remember, I'm looking at a 13 and a half, we'll call it 14 point target, basically, to make it even. So with a 10 point spread at 14 point target, as soon as I get into the trade, because I have to mark it in, I'm already 10 points behind. So, it was just absolutely crazy. And I watched this thing kind of as it was happening, and the price was just jumping every second, 20 or 30 points. Or maybe it was 50 points. I don't know. It was just something completely insane. And as I was watching this, I'm like, I have no desire to trade this whatsoever. And then when this, bar hit, the 305 candle, that basically printed an 80-point candle as it was. So make a long story short, did not trade it, had no interest in trading it, because regardless of what was happening with the market, forget about that it was testing highs here and all that. When you have a spread that's as wide as it is, which is the same this morning. This morning it's hovering around 4 points. You can kind of see it right here. So it's 3 1/4, 2 3/4, 3 1/4, 4, 4 1/2. I have just literally no interest of risking any money in this market, because the slippage is just, you have no idea where you're going to get filled when you're doing a market fill with what we're looking for. So anyway, so that's kind of the topic for today as well, is even though we're waiting for a specific type of setup, if market conditions aren't there, just stay away. It's not worth risking the money. I will actually take this thing in sim just for fun. So let me see if I can. Let me see if I can do this. I'll try to get this thing set up for this morning. I'll select the right account. I think this is the right account. Yeah. All right. Let me see what happens when I put in a test order. Make sure it doesn't blow up all over. It does. All right. Give me 1 second. Got to make sure it's not copying anywhere. Okay. So let's put in a test order right here. It's showing up on the screen. All right. So we'll run this thing basically this is an evaluation account that I have with Take Profit Trader. So I'll run it at that as if I was to run it normally. I don't expect this thing to go too great even if we do get a setup, just because of where the spread is. So just kind of keep that in mind. So this morning we'll just kind of interact with you guys. If you have any questions, things that are on your mind, stuff that you wanted to talk about, try to get this more engaging with you guys, as opposed to just you guys hearing me yap. I am working on a pretty cool little project where you guys will, you might get a kick of it, may not. I thought it was kind of cool. But I'm basically going to start the large pips bull like the logo icon, whatever it is that I've got. I'm going to turn that into like an animated character, and it's basically going to be taking trades, and I'm going to be doing like a series. It's going to be educational, right? Everything's going to be evolved around trading, and it's going to be like the life and journey of the large pips trading bull, which is basically me through an animated character of a bull. So it'll be kind of cool. So it's going to be like a whole storyline, and I've got a whole channel that's going to be dedicated just to that. So something to be kind of cool, just for some engagement purposes. I don't know. You guys can give me your thoughts and comments on what you think, and we'll see where this goes. But just kind of gave me some ideas. All right. Well, in the meantime, let's see who's in here. Say good morning to you guys. Beth, good morning. Mitch Simpson, good morning to you. Maya, good morning to you. Yeah, actually, I'm just reading your chat, Beth. I was going to be on. I was going to try to get on like 10 minutes earlier than I actually got on, but I was just trying to get things ready. And obviously, you can see where we're at. So, Chad, good morning to you. Yep, definitely another crazy day for sure. I don't know if the China tariffs took effect. They were supposed to be at 12:01 Eastern this morning, so I don't know if that ever took effect. So I don't know. Joe, good morning to you. Bob, good morning to you. Mitch, you're sleepy? Well, time to wake up. Go get yourself a cup of coffee. Miguel, good morning. Let's see, who else? Trampus, good morning to you. Richie Dog, G-Dog, good morning. Yeah, Bob, it's we'll see. I'm hoping to have something by the end of this week, so we'll see. I'll let you guys know. The channel name is going to be called Legend of Large Pips. That's the channel name. It's already there, but there's nothing in it yet. So, but I'm still working on some of the animation graphics and all that stuff. Would I take an ES trade? I actually haven't looked at ES in, I don't know, probably over a year. So let's take a look at it. Why not? So here's ES. And I don't know a thing about ES, how it breathes and how it moves or any of that stuff, I'll be honest, because I haven't watched it. But we are getting these, it looks like the spread is, it's a lot more manageable, where we're talking about 2 to 3 ticks, which is a lot better than, 4 points on NQ. So we'll see what happens when the market opens, what that gives us. But yeah, we can keep an eye on it. We'll kind of swap back and forth. I'm always open to, looking at other things for sure. I don't have any backtest data on ES at all on how this trade strategy works. Obviously, it's not going to be the same kind of movement. I'm not going to be looking for 13, 14 points. That's a lot in ES. Although in today's market, that may be nothing. I don't know. Let's see. What are we looking at for these candles right here? Yeah, see, it's 25 points. This right here, that's 55 points. Hold on one second, guys. I got to get some water again. Give me 1 second. All right. So, yeah, I'd be more than willing to do that. I'll start doing some back testing on it and seeing if I can work this strategy in, and then maybe we'll take it in these market conditions. We can take it in both ES and NQ. And again, guys, water, right? Not beer. So don't want you guys to start thinking I've kind of lost it where I'm starting to drink in the morning. So we do have, what is it? 12 minutes till the market opens. Just for reference, let's go back down here real quick to see what we're looking at. Some things that I find that's kind of interesting, and I wanted to share this with you. So back on April 4th, which was, what is it, like 5 days ago, I did some analysis and I actually marked the chart. Let's look at the 15. I actually drew this on April 1st. I drew this, and then I talked about it on April 4th. So can you guys can't see the chart. All right. Okay, can you guys see the chart? Whoops, that's not it. All right, can you guys see the chart? Try to spend a couple minutes on this to kind of show you guys. All right, so back here on April 1st, I drew this. And you're probably going to ask me, what is it that I drew? So what I was looking for is how when price came down to here at this, key support level, and I think I drew this on the 5 minute, if I'm not mistaken. Let's take a look. Now maybe I drew it on the 1 hour. Let's see. I don't remember what time frame I drew this on. Yeah, maybe it was the 1 hour. Either the 1 hour or the 15 minute. Welcome back, Beth. Anyhow, so the thing about it is that maybe it was the 15 minute. Make a long story short, what I did was I drew this, what is called a broadening formation. So we know that price, what it likes to do is it likes to go outside of a range, test it, and if it confirms it, it'll take out and expand price, or it'll come back into the range. So from here to here, I connected these two dots together right here. See, these dots are connected right here, and this is on April 1st, okay? And then on here, I connected these two dots together up here. So if we're looking at what it looked like at the time when I drew this, this is the, you can see if we draw straight lines through, we're breaking, we're inside the range here, right here of this candle, and then we expand it out. All right. And then what I did is I just drew these lines and then it extended it over time. Okay. So now if we fast forward to today, whoops. These lines actually, this is the continuation. I drew another set here. This I think I did was yesterday or the day before. Yeah, I did this yesterday. No, I did this on Monday. I drew this on Monday. So I drew this down here Monday, and then so Tuesday I finished it right here yesterday. But as you can see, it continued. And then I circled this down here back on the 4th, which was last week. And I said, based on what I saw back then, I anticipated price to come to this point somewhere in the future on Tuesday, so 4 days later. And look at what happened. Price had actually, it almost got there, right? It touched this line right here that got drawn. So again, this line got drawn at, Monday at the evening time, like 1945. You can see the timestamp at the bottom. Okay. And when I drew it, it just continued. And then you can see price had just kind of like bounced and, Anyway, why am I showing you this? I thought this was kind of cool just to kind of, when I chart things, I'll draw these broadening formations. And you can see how price respects it, over time, where it either expands and breaks out of that particular range, or it just stays in it and just, continues to chop. So just kind of giving you an insight of how I do and what I do on the and then I think this was drawn yesterday. Yeah, this was drawn yesterday after we made this high and we started making the move down. So I drew the Fibonacci here once it made this move down to here and it started to retrace. So this was like right before lunchtime yesterday. I was kind of looking at it and I said, okay, so we had this pullback, and we were talking about this in the Discord, that since it had this pullback, are we going back up or are we going down? And I said, well, based on the move, and since we drew the Fibonacci right here, if this is like real time, right? If we just make this chart right. So by 11:15, I said, well, we're expecting price to get down here to 7:30. And sure enough, by 12:30 in the afternoon, after lunch, it hit its target. So after this pullback, we kind of anticipated this move. So talking about this, again, this is part of the analysis that I do pretty much every single day throughout the trading day. So other trade setup and opportunities present themselves throughout the day, and I'll take them based on that. So there's a couple of other things. There's a Fibonacci, and we talked about the chair or H or inverted chair or inverted H pattern, things like that. And Russell talked about that yesterday. I don't think he's in here this morning. So, by the way, Mike, if you're out there watching, shout out to you. You know who you are. I know you're a man of few words and never really say anything, but yeah, Russell, we talked about that in the Discord. So yeah, so as you can see, we actually ended up hitting target. I don't know if you and I talked about that in the Discord, but yeah. So anyhow, so keep an eye on, these lines. I'm obviously going to keep them in and see what happens. I mean, right now you can see we're chopping in the range. This is for like long term, right? But we're looking intermediately what we're looking for when the market opens. Right now, as long as price stays above this area right here, then we'll get a long signal. But if it drops anything below, I don't know, like let's call it 175, like right around here, like if it breaks the low of this right here, and it starts to retest the lower of these, then we're probably not going to get a long setup trade. Hey, good morning, Trader Hawk. So for those of you joining a little bit later, the plan for today is I'm not going to be trading. I'm not going to take this trade in any of my live funded accounts, my personal accounts, anything. I'm just going to take this in one eval because of the spread. it's tapping somewhere between 3 and 4.5 points, and I have no interest to do that. And again, for those of you who missed what we talked about earlier, during the overnight, the point was, the spread was 10 points at 3 a.m. During the London, and those are just not tradable market conditions at all for me. So one of the things too, guys, sorry, my eyes are just really watery. One of the things too is to know when to stay out, right? This market is as volatile as it is. There's no, think about it yesterday, guys. We were up around 750 points at some point. And then by the time we closed, we were down like 350. The market had a 1,000-point swing in a matter of just like, I don't know, within like an hour or two. Where was this thing? So right here, by the time it was like 10:30, the market was up like 750 points. And then literally at this point at 10:30, when we drew that Fibonacci to go short, by the time we closed, by the time like power hour hit, we were down, this is 1,000 points, right? From 18.3 to 16.9. That's like 1,200 points, 1,400 points. So we ended up closing somewhere around here at 7:30. So, that's literally 1,000-point swing. All right, market's open. We shall see what is going to develop for us this morning. Again, let's put a quick test trade in, make sure that we only have one account that's being traded today, and that is it. So yeah, the spread is mellowing out a little bit. It's still the 3.5 points. It's still too much, right? I just don't want to risk it. I guess, call me conservative, what have you. So we'll see if the market tries to go to the overnight highs, which was right here. This was done at 4 o'clock-ish. 345, 17,004. See if it tries to go back up there. We'll see if it first tries to this level right here at 370s. See if it tries to go up to that. See what the smaller time frames are giving us. They're continuing to, make higher highs, which is good. Actually, that wasn't asked, Beth, so no worries. The 9 a.m. trade did not set up because I'm looking for a short, and it was only long. So, no, it did not set up. And by the way, had I had taken that trade at 3 a.m. this morning, it would have lost. It would have been a full loss, which was like $1,500 the way it's set up. So the 8 o'clock trade did not set up this morning, and neither did the 9 o'clock. They both had long entries, and they're both looking for shorts. Yep, short at 9 and then short at 8 and then long at 9:30. So this thing is pulling back a little bit, quite a bit. Yeah, no problem, Beth. So hopefully this will continue to go upward. Because if it pulls back to about 50% of the bar, when this thing does trigger in, it's very likely that it could potentially, immediately try to pull back and go against the direction we're trying to go. So in this candle formation right here, if you look on the 1 minute, if this, we have about another minute. So if this candle closes down, it might be trying to go down to the low of this, little range right here, which would be this bar. So if we look at the 3 minute, if it goes 50% beyond, it might want to continue and go back down here, which will, as soon as we get into the trade, will immediately get stopped out. So we'll see what happens. Like I said, I'm trading this on an eval account. I don't have really any high hopes. Look at the spread. The spread is still 3 3/4 point. Okay, we got 5 seconds. Trade got in and then immediately got stopped out. Like literally just like that. It got in and got out. So pretty much exactly like I was, anticipating it, and then it's going to go the other direction. So that pullback, if we see where we got taken out, if you look at the arrow right here, so 271, which would be right here. So you can see it pulled back quite a bit before it continued going in that direction. So, and with the spread, that just makes things just that much worse, right? So as you get in, we're already 4 points, behind. So anyhow, so I hope we learned something today. If nothing else, at least how to stay out of these things. There's no reason to try to, force anything. It saves a lot of headache, and, the last thing you want to do is, why did I take this trade? And now you're trying to claw your way out of a hole, and that can just, spiral into something that you just don't want to go there, because then psychologically it could really mess with you. So, yeah, thanks for that, Joe. I appreciate it. Yeah, no, I mean, it's again, it's got to be part of your trade plan too, where you have to have some set of rules around, everything else, because you want to try to protect. It's all about capital, preservation. You want to protect your money, this is what it's all about. So it's going to probably be like this for the next, week or so. Who knows? I mean, I don't know how long this is going to last with this craziness. But we'll keep doing what we're doing. And, again, if the spreads keep, being this wide, then we're going to keep staying out of the market. At least I am. So anyhow, thanks for joining me, guys. As always, I know that you have many options of what you can do with your time first thing in the morning. And I really appreciate you guys coming and spending it with me. So, we will see you guys back here again tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your day. If you're trading, keep an eye on that spread. Know what you're getting yourself into before you get into it. And we will see you back here again tomorrow. Have a good one. See ya.